If your drains are slowing down or you keep dealing with clogs that just won't quit, there is a very good chance something you are putting down, that drain every single day, is the real problem. After 3 decades of fixing pipes in homes just like yours, I can tell you most drain disasters start with simple habits that are easy to fix once you know better. Today, I am walking you through 12 things you should never put down your drain and exactly what to do with them instead. Number 7 is going to surprise a lot of you. And stick around for the bonus tip at the end because it could save you a fortune. The first thing you should never put down your drain is cooking grease and oil. I know it seems harmless when it is hot and liquid, but the moment that grease hits your cold pipes, it starts to cool down and solidify. Over time, it builds up layer after layer along the inside walls of your drain lines, narrowing the passage until water can barely squeeze through. Eventually, you end up with a full blockage, and sometimes that backup pushes sewage right into your home. Bacon grease, butter, olive oil, coconut oil. It does not matter what kind it is. They all do the same damage. So, what should you do instead? Keep an old coffee can or a mason jar next to your stove. Pour your used grease into that container, let it cool and solidify, then toss the whole thing in the trash. For smaller amounts of oil, wipe the pan out with a paper towel before you wash it. That one simple habit will do more for your drains than any product you could ever buy. The second thing that needs to stay out of your drains is coffee grounds. Now, I hear this one all the time. People tell me they have been rinsing coffee grounds down the kitchen sink for years with no problems. But here is the truth. Coffee grounds do not dissolve in water. They settle in your pipes, mix with grease and soap residue, and form a thick, dense sludge that packs together almost like wet sand. I have pulled clogs out of kitchen drain lines that were nothing but compacted coffee grounds, and they were hard as a rock. The fix is easy. Toss your used grounds in the trash, or better yet, add them to your garden compost. Coffee grounds are actually great for your soil, and your pipes will thank you for keeping them out. The third thing on this list is one that really gets me fired up, and that is so-called flushable wipes. Let me be very clear about this. There is no such thing as a truly flushable wipe. I do not care what the package says. Those wipes do not break down the way toilet paper does. Toilet paper is designed to start dissolving almost immediately when it hits water. Flushable wipes can sit in your pipes for weeks, even months, fully intact. They snag on rough spots inside your drain lines, catch other debris, and before you know it, you have got a massive clog that can back up your entire sewer line. Municipal water treatment plants spend millions every year clearing these things out of the system. The solution is simple. Throw them in the trash. Keep a small wastebasket with a lid next to your toilet and use that instead. Your plumbing and your wallet will both be better off. By the way, if you are finding this advice helpful, you should know it is just a small sample of what I have put into my new guide, the Ultimate Plumbing Playbook. It is packed with step-by-step instructions for hundreds of repairs that can save you thousands. To grab your copy, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now, or just use the first link in the description below. All right, let us continue. The fourth item you should keep away from your drains is hair. This one mostly affects your bathroom, but it is one of the most persistent clog makers out there. Whether it is long hair from brushing, or shorter hair from shaving, it all ends up tangling together inside your drain. Hair wraps around the crossbars in your drain assembly, catches soap scum and toothpaste residue, and creates a nasty web that just keeps growing. Over time, that web traps everything else flowing through. And suddenly, your shower is standing in 2 inches of water every morning. What should you do instead? Pick up an inexpensive mesh drain screen or silicone drain cover from any hardware store. They cost just a couple of dollars, and they catch hair before it ever enters the pipe. Clean them off after every shower. Toss the hair in the trash, and you will dramatically cut down on bathroom clogs. The fifth thing to keep out of your drains is eggshells. There's a stubborn myth out there that eggshells sharpen your garbage disposal blades. That is completely false. Most disposals do not even have blades. They have impellers that grind food against a stationary ring. Eggshells break into tiny fragments with that thin membrane still attached. And those pieces love to stick to grease and other residue inside your pipes. They accumulate over time and contribute to slow, stubborn blockages that are tough to clear. Instead, toss your eggshells in the trash or crush them up and add them to your compost bin. They are loaded with calcium, and your garden plants will love them. The sixth thing you should never wash down the drain is flour and starchy foods. Think about what happens when you mix flour with water. You get paste. That is essentially what happens inside your pipes when flour, rice, potato starch, or pasta goes down the drain. These starchy foods expand when they absorb water, and they coat the inside of your pipes with a thick, gluey layer that hardens over time. Pasta and rice are especially bad because they keep swelling long after you rinse them away. I have seen drain lines nearly sealed shut from nothing more than pasta water and rice rinsed down the sink over a couple of years. Scrape all starchy food waste into the trash before washing your dishes. If you have a compost setup, rice and pasta scraps can go right in there too. The seventh thing on this list is going to surprise a lot of folks, and it is chemical drain cleaners. Yes, the very product most people reach for when they have a clog is actually one of the worst things you can put in your pipes. Those heavy-duty liquid drain cleaners work by creating an intense chemical reaction that generates heat. That heat can soften PVC pipes, weaken old metal joints, and eat away at the interior walls of your plumbing over time. Use them repeatedly, and you are literally corroding your own pipes from the inside out. I have replaced sections of drain line that were paper thin because the homeowner had been pouring chemical cleaner down the same drain every month for years. So what should you use instead? Start with a good old-fashioned plunger. For tougher clogs, a hand-crank drain snake is inexpensive and incredibly effective. You can pick one up at any hardware store for around $15 to $20, and it will last you a lifetime. If the clog is beyond what a snake can handle, that is when you call a professional. But please, put the chemical cleaners down for good. The eighth item to avoid putting down your drain is fibrous vegetables and peels. Celery, asparagus, artichokes, corn husks, onion skins, and potato peels are all notorious for causing problems. The long, stringy fibers in these vegetables wrap around your garbage disposal impellers and can actually jam the whole unit. Potato peels are especially sneaky because they create a starchy paste that coats the inside of your pipes just like flour does. Onion skins are thin enough to slip past the disposal and drape over the drain fitting, acting like a little net that catches everything coming after them. Keep a small compost bowl on your countertop while you are cooking. Toss all your peels and fibrous scraps in there. Then transfer them to your compost bin or the trash when you are done. Your disposal was never designed to handle these materials. The ninth thing that should never go down your drain is paint and solvents. Whether it is latex paint or oil-based paint, neither one belongs in your plumbing system. Latex paint might wash off your brushes with water, but once it gets into your pipes, it starts drying and coating the walls, just like it coats everything else. Oil-based paints and solvents like paint thinner, turpentine, and mineral spirits are even worse. They can damage pipe seals, eat through certain types of plastic fittings, and they are toxic to the water supply. For latex paint, let the excess dry in the can, then throw the can in the trash. For oil-based paints and solvents, take them to your local hazardous waste collection site. Most counties hold collection events several times a year, and many hardware stores accept old paint as well. A quick online search for hazardous waste disposal in your area will point you in the right direction. The 10th thing to watch out for is something incredibly small but surprisingly problematic, and that is produce stickers. Those tiny stickers on your apples, bananas, avocados, and tomatoes are made of plastic and adhesive. They do not dissolve in water. They do not break down in your pipes, and they will not be caught by your garbage disposal. They float through your plumbing until they snag on a joint, a rough spot, or an existing buildup, and then they start catching other debris. At water treatment facilities, these stickers are one of the most common contaminants found in the system. The fix could not be simpler. Peel the sticker off your fruit before you wash it and stick it on a paper towel or toss it right in the trash. It takes 2 seconds, and it keeps one more piece of plastic out of your pipes and the water supply. The 11th item on our list is medication and pills. A lot of people were actually taught years ago to flush expired or unused medication down the toilet to keep it away from children or pets. But we now know that is a real problem. Water treatment plants are not designed to filter out pharmaceutical compounds. When you flush medication, traces of those drugs end up in rivers, lakes, and eventually drinking water. Studies have found measurable amounts of everything from pain relievers to antidepressants in public water supplies. So, what should you do with old medication? Most pharmacies and police stations have drug take-back programs with secure drop boxes. You can also check with your local waste management authority for designated disposal days. If none of those options are available, the FDA recommends mixing the pills with coffee grounds or cat litter in a sealed bag and putting it in your household trash. Just please do not flush them. The 12th and final thing you should never put down your drain is cat litter. Even brands that are labeled as flushable are a serious risk to your plumbing. Cat litter is designed to absorb moisture and clump together. That is exactly what it does inside your pipes. It expands, hardens, and can form a blockage that is as solid as concrete. I've seen drain lines that required complete replacement because someone had been flushing cat litter for just a few months. On top of the plumbing damage, Cat waste can contain a parasite called toxoplasma that water treatment facilities are not equipped to remove. Always bag your used cat litter and put it in the trash. Double bagging works great to contain odor. Your pipes and your local water system will both be much better off. And now for the bonus tip that professional plumbers swear by. If you want to keep your kitchen drains running smooth between cleanings, try this once a month. Boil a full pot of water, at least half a gallon. While you are waiting for it to boil, pour about half a cup of plain baking soda down the drain and let it sit for 10 minutes. Then slowly pour the boiling water down after it. The baking soda helps break up early grease buildup, and the boiling water flushes it all through. This is not a fix for an existing clog, but as a monthly maintenance habit. It works wonders for preventing buildup before it ever becomes a problem. It costs almost nothing. It is completely safe for your pipes, and it takes less than 15 minutes. I have recommended this to homeowners for years, and the ones who actually stick with it almost never call me back for a kitchen drain clog. That is the kind of tip that pays for itself. Before you go, I want to make sure you know about my complete guide, the Ultimate Plumbing Playbook. It goes way deeper than we can in a single video, with 85 pages covering everything from clearing any clog to replacing your own water heater. If you want to stop wasting money on simple fixes, this book is for you. Just scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description to get your copy. Thanks for watching. And if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next one.